I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the day their feelings changed. So, I thought this would be a good topic for you guys because it's very interesting how you can have a relationship with somebody for days, months, even years, and one small event can completely change the way that they look at you. Maybe it's an argument. Maybe you did something that was out of character for you. Maybe you said something that was out of character for you. And they could take that and interpret it in such a way that it completely causes them to view you in a different light or to have different feelings for you. And I just find that it's interesting that despite all of the evidence that may point to something contrary to it, that one thing, that one belief can truly affect a relationship forever. And I actually see this pretty often in the breakup scenarios where maybe you've said one thing or done one thing that completely turned them off out of nowhere. And I have an interesting email today. This is about a woman in her late 20s, and she dated a guy in his early 20s for 3 years. So she was telling me about the situation, and she said that early on in the relationship, she had a little bit of social distress because she wasn't sure if her friends and family were going to judge her as the boyfriend. Now I'm guessing it may be because of the age difference, because she's about 6 years older, and they've been together for 3 years, so he was really young when they started dating. But to get to the breakup, what she says is that he broke up with her in early February, and by the breakup point, he claimed not to feel the same and that he was not giving 100% in the relationship. He said I'm already getting tongue twisted. And it's not her fault. He said, he said he was feeling this way for a year. She said that I was also feeling different, but I wanted to make things up. That's why he asked to give ourselves and each other some time to reconsider everything and understand if there's a way to figure things out, or if it was just a matter of habit of love in which we would break up and come back together again continuously. Okay? It's kind of an odd way of looking at things. She said that she didn't handle the breakup well. They initially broke up by phone, and she was crying, and then I told him that we needed to see each other and talk. Yeah, I've done that before. If we just talk about it, if you just know how much I love you, surely you'll stay forever, right? Never works like that. Never. Alright. So I guess they did talk, because she said we hugged each other. I cried. He was holding his tears. He told me that if I wanted to talk to him, I could, but not about our relationship or sad things. Sure, so I just thought maybe we could get together and talk about the new Slurpee flavors. Some of you guys are like, whoa, there's new Slurpee flavors? I just made that up. But I'm sure there will be, so just be patient. But, I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. Sure, we'll meet up to talk, but don't you talk to me about anything sad or anything to do with our relationship. Okay, what did you want to talk about then? I don't know. Why? I mean, that's That's like, when you're feeling like you're dying inside, that's all you want to talk about is how you're feeling inside. And then to just be hanging with them and then just like not be able to break that barrier, that would be just torture. Alright, so she says she felt like she was dying inside even though I knew everything he said was true. A little bit later in February, he texted me and asked me how I was doing, and he asked me for a favor. I thought he wanted something more, so I called him and told him I loved him and that we could try it again, and he said the first week he was out without me, he felt peace, so he didn't want a relationship with me anymore. I tried not contacting him, but it was impossible for me. No, it's not impossible. And for those of you guys that are in no contact right now, you have to stick to it. Because I know your brain is literally consumed with the idea of reunifying with your ex and getting them back. But I'm telling you, if you're doing no contact, if they've broken up and walked away from you, you got to stick to it. Okay? Every day people reach out and blow it and just make a mess out of things. That's not how attraction works, guys. They know you. They know they could have you back. And that's part of the problem. And when you continue to beg, cry, plead, and reach out, it just reinforces they still got you. They're not missing out anything. They can go out and continue to date and do whatever they want, and they know you're just going to be sitting there around waiting for them no matter what. It's not attractive. And it does not make them want you back. I can promise you that. Alright. So she said it was impossible, so I invited him to go out. Well, let's see how this goes. At first, he said he didn't want to see me, yet then he said okay. Then he called it off. She said, I felt like I was going to screw things up and followed my dad's advice. Oh, gosh. As many of you have found out, listening to friends and family's advice about breakups is going to get you a very lonely lifestyle. They don't know what they're doing. Okay? They don't. I'm telling you, you can go and trust them. You can listen to them. But when they tell you to write them a handwritten letter or to tell them how you feel, and then they're like, "What? But I don't want to be with you." It's just going to make things worse. Okay? So, I can assure you that friends and family are wonderful to have, to listen to, and to be there for you in such a difficult time. But if you're going to ask them for a plan to get your ex back, you might as well just call them up and continue to do all of the grand gestures and just get it out of the way. Just crash and burn. Just end all your chances now. Just why bother, right? I'm telling you guys, I see it every single day. Every single day. I have 200 videos out there already. 200. Go watch them. Don't listen to friends and family. I promise you, I have spent thousands of hours working on this to figure it out. I put out free videos 5 days a week. Despite, no matter how exhausted I am, how late it is, I get them out there for you. Why? Because I know every single day you guys are struggling. You look forward to a new video. You look forward to that extra support that you haven't gotten. But I'm telling you, be very, very careful with listening to anybody's advice on breakups. You think they know how to make a relationship work? You think they know how to get an ex back? No. No. But you start to get desperate for answers, so you'll listen to anything, including some of the stuff that's on the internet. Yee. Yee. So, I asked her what two of the biggest problems in the relationship were. She says he was not feeling the same about me anymore, and every time we tried, it was always the same. Here we go. Are you ready? So what did I call this video? The day their feelings changed. You're about to get that answer right here, okay? She said, since I kissed an old friend with benefits more than a year ago, he said he was not going to care about anything I did anymore. I think things started changing since that day, but although nothing else happened, I think he stopped trusting me. Well, yes, I think you're right. And for good reason. People often debate, is kissing cheating? In my opinion, it is, because it's a betrayal. And you can say, well, it's not as severe as being intimate with somebody else. And I could see your point, but ultimately, you're betraying the relationship, you're betraying your partner, and you're allowing yourself to be emotionally intimate with somebody else and somewhat physically intimate with somebody else. And this is what I'm talking about. The minute he found out that you did that, that was it. In his mind, you were just, he was not emotionally invested in you any longer. He cut it off. Why he didn't just end the relationship for good, I don't know. For whatever reason, he continued to go along with it. But I can tell you, this is very true for men and women. I don't know if there's, women do it more or men do it more, where they cut off. But if you look at it from a biological standpoint only, okay? Not an ethical one. If you look at just biology of it, if a woman is perceived to be unfaithful, okay, a man is taking a risk by being in a romantic relationship with her, in the sense that he could wind up fathering other children that don't belong to him. The point is, if a woman cheats, there is a chance that this man could be raising somebody else's baby. But that can't happen for a woman. If he cheats, there's no way she could raise another guy's baby and believe it to be her own. Okay? She obviously could be a stepmother, but a man could think that a child is his own and it's not. Whereas that will never happen for a woman because she gives the actual birth. So that is why I believe on a biological level, it really looks bad for a woman to be promiscuous or unfaithful to their romantic partners. So I do think that there is some added biological pressure for a woman, and that's why I think a woman's reputation is so important. That's just my opinion. You can disagree with it if you want, but that's what I really think is going on there. So he, on some level, was able to just say, I can't trust this woman anymore. I'm not going to trust this woman anymore. I can't have a future with her. Psh, that was it. His feelings changed. He's not going to see her differently. And I think that's the big problem for this situation. She says, it has been really hard for me to let go. Yesterday was the date of our first kiss, and we used to celebrate, so I was completely broken, crying out loud and yelling. I felt I couldn't control myself. I wanted so badly to contact him, but I know that I need to recover first and be confident before doing it. I have been working on myself, going out, reading and stuff, but yesterday was very painful, and that's why I decided to contact you, because I love him and I would love to be back together doing those things right. He has broken up with me a month before the real breakup, but the same day we said to each other we couldn't be apart, we both lost even sexual attraction, and we couldn't even help if we wanted things to work. Now I know I want to give it a try for real, and I want to desire in our relationship again. Okay, I know why these sentences are so hard to read. I completely forgot. She said at the end of this, thanks a lot, Craig. Hope you can help me out with this. Sorry if my English is not good enough. I wish you spoke Spanish too. Ha ha ha. Okay, so she's obviously Spanish, and I should have thought about that before I started reading this one, because I could have mentally prepared as I was stumbling and bumbling through these sentences. Alright. She says, what do you suggest that could be the next step to take on my personal process, as well as on my approach towards him in order to work things out and not get hurt? Well, you're in a tough situation because he has a belief about you, and he is viewing you in a different light, and that may not change. I would give him time and space away from you to think about things and think about if he misses you and see if he wants to reach out. But you are learning a unfortunate lesson with this and getting consequences to this situation that I'm sure you did not want. You cheated on him. Well, he kissed another guy. I don't know how he found out, but he did. When you did that, he completely lost trust in you. He cut himself off emotionally, even though he was still with you, and he didn't end it. But, you know, I'm not sure what personal growth you're looking for. Obviously, this relationship, the attraction was off, and sometimes that happens, but good communication is important, so you can work on your communication. You're going to learn, or I hope you learn, that if you're ever unfaithful to somebody in any kind of way, it could really wind up leading to a breakup. And guys, always consider this. And I know there are many of you guys out there that don't take a commitment seriously when you need to, because what's going to happen is karma's going to get you. And that's the way it usually works. And unfortunately, she is learning her lesson the hard way. She kissed another guy. He's not seeing her the same. And it would be very difficult for you to change the way he views you, unless you could really have a sit down with him. But even at that point, like, I think you would need to have some fun with him first. He needs to come back into your life and want to be with you, or at least spend some time with you. And then you would have to, you know, kind of hash that out and see what he's thinking, because he might be really angry and he might be really hurt because he feels like you betrayed him. So, if you want to get my help personally, go to my website, askcraig.net, and sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coachings and I do Skype coachings. And be sure to subscribe to the channel, because I do post video Monday through Friday. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.